How to understand whether a person is lying or not. We all know that lying is not a good job at all and would ruin our character, among others. On the other hand, none of us would like to be lied to and deceived. But some individuals are so professional at lying, which makes it hard to tell if they are doing so. The people who are lying have some behavioral signs that if you are aware of them and pay closer attention, you can find them and understand that that person is lying. In this video, we are going to introduce to you 8 of these signs to make it easier for you to identify these people. If you'd like to get to know about these signs, then as usual, stay with Top 2 Box. Don't forget to like it before watching these 8 signs and hit the subscribe button to watch more videos. Make sure to turn on the bell. Also, remember to share your favorite subjects with us so that we can create videos about them for you. Number 1. Preliminary investigations. Before anything, you must investigate that person. You should do this before the meeting. One way to do this is to visit his social media pages. You should try to look for some trivial information which is unlikely for the person to lie about. This information is not necessarily complicated and can be very simple. Like, where did that person travel to last time? Then you can look for information which the other person might not feel comfortable about. Number 2. More connection. You should try to start the conversation by talking about amusing things. You can start by questions, the answers of which you know. Pay attention to the body language of the other person when you are asking a question, the answer of which you already know. For example, you know that he has recently traveled to a certain country, which you could know by having looked at his social media pages. You could still ask where he went for his vacation to see how he answers. If he said the truth in an unrest and anxious way, know that this does not show that he is lying, but that he might not just be feeling comfortable. In this stage, you can get some useful information by some signs. Eye movement. It is said that usually when someone is talking, if he looks up to the right or left, he is lying. So you could not forget about the eye contact. The body language experts believe that the liars most of the times look toward the nearest exit because they would like to go far from that person because of the stress caused by lying and the psychological reasons. These people might keep looking at their watch continuously because they are expecting to leave that area. Dry throat. It has been seen that usually before the liars start talking, they clear their throat because their throat is dry because of the massive stress. In this situation, the moisture which is naturally in the mouth moves toward the surface of the skin as sweat and causes a dry throat. It is exactly because of this reason that the liars swallow their saliva with difficulty. Sitting posture. As the body language experts say, liars usually tend to lean their body a little to the back to keep the distance between themselves and the other person. This way of sitting shows anxiety. These people know about their lies and are afraid that the other person might be aware of it, and their reputation could be in danger. It must be said that the information that the nonverbal behaviors give you are not so secure to measure somebody's honesty. In other words, The relationship between the body language and lying is completely relative and is not always a good measure for honesty. For example, many might look up to the right while talking, but not for the reason of lying, but because they are panicked or stressed out. So remember that the anxiety signs and the body language are not always the signs for lying, and it's necessary to be able to identify the anxiety caused by lying from the other anxieties. Number 3. A deeper interaction. At this stage, you can talk about the subjects which you guess he might lie about. For example, you have found some information about his business and know that this information is real. You could ask some questions about this to see what reply you will get. If he lied about this, you must pay attention to the changes made in his tone of voice and body movements while lying. Number 4. The main questions. You probably have found the connection between honesty and lie by the other person's body movements. Now it's time to ask questions that you don't know the answer to. Now, based on the information you have gathered about the other person's behavior, to some extent you can tell the honesty in his answer to your question. Number 5. Asking a question in different ways. Whenever you feel that the other person hasn't told the truth, state your question 3 times and each time in a different form. You should not be looking for contradictions or inconsistency in the other person's answers, but you must do the opposite and look for similarities. For example, look to see whether the answer given each time is like a pre-prepared text or not. Does he use repeated and calculated sentences each time? In case you feel that he's using repeated and pre-prepared sentences, you can guess that he is not on the level or that he does not like to say everything. Politicians also use this method to hide the reality. Number 6. Attention to how fast he answers. Pay attention to how fast he answers your questions. For example, look to see when you ask a question, he answers without any thinking or delay. Quick answers could show lying. Imagine a teenager has come late from school and his parents ask for its reason. If this teen answers by saying, for example, "I had a makeup class," immediately and without thinking, you can think that he has already a prepared answer for it, and his story is made up. Number 7. Asking for help from another person. If it is possible for you, you can also ask someone else who is around you and monitor the other person's behavior. This person can be the desk next to you and pretend that he is your friend or colleague. This person would help you have a more exact evaluation, like the person who has borrowed a pair of eyes and ears. Remember that when you go into the topic, that person would soon forget that there is a third individual too. In this situation, your help can pay close attention to that person's behavior and see the reactions which might have been left hidden by your eyes. For example, when you are looking at the person's eye movements, you might not understand that this person is tapping the floor slowly with the tip of his feet. Number 8. Too much finger pointing. If the other person has turned out to be a liar up until now, and he also has understood that you have found out about it, it is possible that this person goes to a defensive mode. When the liar gets defensive, he tries to tip the scales in his favor and in your disadvantage. The liar gets outrageous because you have nabbed him and found out that he is lying. That is why he keeps pointing his finger at you. Well, you can use these methods to get a more certain result about people's honesty. You know that you would not like to get into a relationship with a person who is used to lying, but on the other hand, you also do not like to lose the relationship, which could go well only because of your mistake in judgment. So we must say once more that any kind of change in the eye movements or tone of voice and the body language in general is not a sign of lying. But you can somehow find out about the person's behavior while lying or saying the truth by using some methods such as asking the questions, the answers of which you know. Hit the like button if you think that these methods would be useful for you to improve in your relationships, and subscribe for more videos. Remember to turn on the bell too. Thank you for staying with Top to Box up to here. We wish you a good relationship without any errors or lies.